Okay, so today we are playing a tabletop game.
Yeah, we've got our tabletop here.
It's full of things, which we'll explain in a moment. We're going to be playing The Quiet Year, which is a map drawing game designed and written by Avery Alder. You can just give a Google to this, and you can download the PDF for like $10. Mm-hmm. And supplies-wise, it's pretty easy. Like we'll talk about what we have set up here in a minute, but yeah. It's kind of a collaborative storytelling game about a community, which we've been kind of craving like a community storytelling view instead of like an individualistic storytelling.
Yeah, that's come up several times. So I like that it focuses on the group as a whole rather than individuals. Yeah.
Quick note, this is an actual play recording, so you might hear some animals and such. We're dog sitting, so... He misses his parents.
Yeah, we've got a dog walking around. Sometimes he'll whimper or something. He's fine.
He's just emo.
Yeah, and sometimes we'll have cats do mad dashes, I'm sure. They always do that.
Quick caveats. Okay, so I'm going to kind of explain the rules as we go so I don't bore the hell out of y'all. But let's get into it. The general premise is you're a community and you're working your way through a year, which is represented by weeks, which are each round is a week.
Yeah.
So to go through the year, you're going to like draw from the deck of cards, and each suit represents a season. And when it's winter, the game is over. Not when it's winter, when you draw a certain card in winter.
The winter's the last season.
Yeah. That can be anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be like, oh, it's snowy, like it's over. It could be like, oh, the bad guys are here, or like a big storm comes, or whatever.
Oh, like what the end thing is? Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, that seems interesting. I'm looking forward to
Me too.
Our interpretations of that.
All right, so we're gonna explain rules as we go, so it's not like completely boring. And let's dive in. We're doing our best here. I do want to add, we're playing like the slightly shortened version of this game. We just took out a few cards from each suit, so that way it's not like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
And we also modified one other rule, which I'll talk about really briefly. There's a rule basically that says, like, don't discuss too much. We're like a podcast. Yeah. I don't know if you guys knew this. So I've modified that rule to be you can, like, think aloud on your turn.
Yeah.
And do as much of that as you want to. And then I think afterwards we're going to try to have a little discussion as well.
Yeah, that makes sense. It still kind of keeps that whole element of you don't always get to weigh in. Things don't always turn out the way you know all groups are happy with, but it allows you guys to hear a little bit more than just like, okay, so I'm doing this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and then obviously we'll be playing through a leftist lens here.
Yeah.
And the game encourages you to make decisions that are interesting rather than like easy. Like you're not trying to like win necessarily. You're trying to like tell a cool story. Mm-hmm. So in our case, we're going to be trying to do that through a leftist lens of like tackling the sorts of problems that might come up if you're starting, like, let's say an anarchist commune or whatever kind of community we end up going with. Yeah.
So we're hopefully going to end up addressing through the course of play some common critiques of anarchism, communism, what have you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what happens if this, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So if you ever hear us, you're like, why did they do that? That sounded like bad. It's because it's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we get going?
Let's do it.
Okay. So first we have to draw our map. So we have a piece of paper here. We're going to be posting the map to our social media. So I listened to a podcast version of this once and I was like, I'm having so much trouble following. So like, I recommend looking at it as we go.
Yeah. When we do that, do we want to set like,
stages?
Yeah. So like, here's in the spring, here's how we start. Here's
at
the end of spring. Here's at the end of summer.
I like that. Okay. So yeah, we'll post pictures of it at various stages just to see how it kind of gets wild.
Yeah.
What kind of community do we want to play as? What kind of area? I have some ideas.
Okay.
So.
My understanding of it is it's post-apocalyptic?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to share your ideas first, or do you want me to share? I only have one idea.
Share your idea, because I think your idea might be the same as mine.
Okay. So mine was that maybe there's the apocalyptic disaster. Maybe there's some sort of war or military strike or something that devastates an area. The survivors of just a regular, we're American centric. So like an American suburban, exurban neighborhood. The survivors of that have to like flee and end up in like a wilderness area.
Okay. I think that works.
It's one way to go. What are yours?
I'm writing these down so I don't forget. Okay, so post-war survivors, is that a good way to describe it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my understanding of them is they're just like regular,
Just regular
boring
people.
Americans. Yeah.
Okay. I have two. One is like a more urban environment, and it's like, instead of being post-apocalypse, it's more like they just took over their neighborhood. They did a revolution.
Wow, okay.
And so it's like a fairly small neighborhood. I'm thinking maybe just like, I don't, maybe like think about like a neighborhood in New York City or something, like let's just say Brooklyn just goes nuts.
Yeah. You can even blend those two and not have it be so warlike, but be like fall of the Roman Empire. Like people stopped repairing the aqueducts, and so your urban centers are just like fending for themselves now because there's not that like infrastructure being run anymore. It's just there. Yeah.
All right.
Both of those are kind of cool.
So this one I was thinking is maybe a little more classic Marxist-Leninist. So like they took over.
Take over? Okay. Urban takeover.
Urban takeover. That's our other option. And then my third one was more climate focused. I'm not sure if it would either be pre or post climate, but climate's fucked up and it's more of a slightly rural setting and you're more facing the elements instead of like more of an urban environment.
Ooh, that's more survival based.
I think so.
It may fit better with the setting.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Because I think that they have a lot of nature-based things in this, at least from the examples given in the instructions.
But, I mean, you can always, they said you can kind of modify cards. Like, if it's weather, you can come up with a way to make it fit your environment.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking that one maybe is more, maybe a little more anarchy flavor, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, really, any method will work with these. What are you feeling?
Inside baseball, what do we want?
I like kind of the blend of these. I think that'd be cool.
The blend of those. Okay, so there is some sort of a war. We can leave it mysterious. There's some sort of decline. And we are in an urban area, and we've decided in the course of that to declare the People's Republic.
Yeah.
Or the People's Commune.
We are fragmenting away from the country.
Yeah. And we'll have to deal with that. Maybe the outside enemies could be more state aligned and stuff because they're like
That's what I was thinking. That could be our winter.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Urban takeover in a crumbling America.
And insert whatever city you want here. I think that'll be really interesting because there's lots of cool like abandoned shit you can use. Like that'd be cool.
All right. That's our setting.
Okay. And then our bad guy, Winter, will be, the cops coming.
Well, we'll figure it out. Like we don't really know. It's kind of ominous to us, or we don't even as characters. I guess we don't even really know about it. Like as the society, right? We don't know what's coming.
I think you do.
I thought it just said like as players,
Oh, really? Okay.
There's some sort of part where it's like when you get to the winter, it says about in the pacing.
Okay.
Or something. It says dramatic irony.
Oh, well, that's when it can come. It can come at any time.
Okay, cool. So we know for sure that we have just a little bit of time then?
I think, like, we know, we've got a year.
Until the Frost Shepherds come.
Yeah. Okay. And in this case, I think our Frost Shepherds should just be like, we know eventually they're going to launch like a counter revolution.
Yeah.
How about that?
Okay.
Cool. So let's draw our map. Is there a certain like terrain we want for our city? Is it like a coastal city? Is it do we care?
No, I don't specifically care. No, I don't really know much about that. I mean, New York is obviously like, on the coast. Chicago's on the coast of like
a big ass lake.
Yeah. LA.
Same thing, coastal. A lot of coastal cities. The coastal elites.
Yeah.
That's what we're role playing as.
We're role playing the coastal elites.
I mean, we could keep it local, go more Dallas.
We could do.
It's very spread up.
Yeah.
Spread out is the thing.
Yeah, it's true. It's a very sprawly city. What are you feeling?
Let's go.
And roll a dice.
Yeah.
D&D style.
Yeah, okay, so coast. Maybe like inland.
Yeah, or riverside or something. Mm-hmm. Okay, ultimate challenge. Fucking
Desert.
Phoenix or something.
Yeah, desert would suck, but we could figure it out, I guess.
Denver, mountains.
Mountains, I like that.
What else? Arctic, if there's, well, or jungly.
Yeah, something more.
Well, maybe, well, we don't really have good Arctic areas that are urban.
Yeah.
I mean, Minneapolis or St. Paul or something, and so that it gets very cold there. It's not Arctic, but
We could just say, like, hot.
hot. That's desert, isn't it?
I guess that's desert. But I was thinking, like, Texas is not necessarily desert, but it is hot.
Okay.
I guess that's more inland.
Southern.
Let's change this to, like, wheat Midwest kind of feel. You know what I mean?
So, okay, so
And then just southern.
southern, yeah.
Okay.
Got it. That makes sense to us, and we can figure it out from there.
Okay. We're going on the coast.
All right.
They said your first idea was good. Stop thinking so much. All right, I'm just going to draw a wiggly line for the coast. And now each of us gets to decide on, like, a feature we want on the
Okay.
map.
The feature we want. If we're in an urban area, I feel like we would have lots of vehicles, cars, like
Okay.
strewn about. I don't know if that's an
I think that
appropriate
makes sense.
resource.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I'm going to draw just a car, which I'm actually pretty bad at drawing cars. It's like the one thing I can't draw. It's okay. All right. We're also going to start writing down resources too. Some of these will have in like abundance and some of them will be scarce. So we know we have a lot of cars. My resource would be, is abandoned buildings a too vague of a resource?
That's like, no, because that's housing and stuff. Not everywhere is going to, I mean, think if you're
Well, like
playing
some of them are probably unsafe, I guess is what I'm saying, you know?
So like, yeah. I mean, but that's still a resource that you can use. You can repurpose them.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of materials there.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it. All right, I'm just going to draw like some buildings.
Now, are we satisfied with 2 resources, or do we want to add?
Let's do a couple more.
Okay. It's
We're
our
just gonna
game. We
put
can do what we
buildings.
want.
We can do what the fuck we want, you guys.
All right. I'm going to say drinkable water,
Probably scarce.
fresh water, scarce.
Okay.
I think they call that potable, but whatever.
That's fine.
All
Okay.
right, what do we draw for that? Like,
Just a no water sign.
or just like, yeah. Oh, sad
I
water.
made him sad. I put a sad face. Okay. Then do I come up with another one? Mm-hmm. Okay. I think green space is limited.
Yeah, so like arable land.
Farming area.
Yeah, agriculture, food supplies in general.
We don't have food or water. We just got cars and buildings. It's going to go really well.
You drawn the Obama logo.
Yeah, I accidentally drew the Obama logo. Okay, arable land. Next, we start playing.
All right, let's do it. These, again, each turn represents a week.
So I'm going to go first, and the way this works, there's a few different phases in each turn. I'll explain them as we go. First, though, you draw a card, and I got the Queen of Hearts. So the rules come with like what's called the Oracle, and it just tells you what each card means and what you do. All right, so for Queen of Hearts, what's the most beautiful thing in this area, or what's the most hideous thing in this area?
All right, so we only pick one of those, whichever one you find most interesting.
Hideous. Yeah, because this is like kind of based on an urban place. I'm gonna say there's a fatberg. You know what that is?
In the sewers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So
So,
our sewer system is all messed up.
God, we don't have anything. I'm sorry, I'm making it so bad.
We have a fatberg in the sewer system.
Sorry, guys, I'm really fucking us over. Right on schedule.
Yeah, we had a lot. We had sewer systems, transportation networks. They don't work.
It's a full ass city, but
Yeah.
it's not working anymore. Okay, and then I get to take an action.
Okay.
So I could either discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project. Real quick, just to go over what those are. Discover something new is you find something new on the map. Maybe it's another fatberg, or it's maybe something more pleasant. You can hold a discussion that's more like you get to talk about something that maybe is bothering you in the community, or you ask a question. And that's the forum for discussing things in this game. It's very limited. And then start a project is you want to work on something to like maybe get another resource or prepare for something, whatever it is.
Okay.
I am going to start a project. I think the lack of green space is really troubling. So I'm going to start a survey of any available parks and see if we can convert those into green spaces for food.
Okay, all right. You're going Kropotkin on it.
I am. Okay, and then so when you start a project, you use a project die, which is just a 6-sided die, and you collectively decide how long you think that's going to take, and you put it on the map.
So we're just finding the parks, right?
I think we're like finding and maybe doing some planning, you know?
I mean,
That shouldn't be that long. 2 weeks tops, right?
1 week to just like
maybe.
put the list together and be like, these are all the places. I mean, you could probably figure it out, especially if this is a priority, in 1 week.
I mean, what if we make the project bigger? We're getting into discussion. We can make the project bigger of like, we start preparing those we start planting those.
Okay.
Let's make that a bigger project then, maybe 4 weeks.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, 4 weeks for the park project, and that is my turn.
Nice.
All right. It's now your turn. What'd you get?
I got the Jack of Hearts. Let's see. I'm going to go with you see a bad omen.
Oh, no. Could have picked a good omen audience. We're both mean to ourselves.
We're going more interesting.
Yes.
I see a wrecked car underneath a big garish billboard that says, it's like from the tourism board for that city, and it says, life's just better here.
Ooh, okay. What does that even mean?
I don't know, but it's not a good thing to see when clearly everything is not going well.
This icon is really funny. Okay.
But maybe we'll make something good out of it.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Okay, then what are you going to do? What's your action?
Gotta adjust your dice. We're 1 week forward.
Oh, okay. I thought it was each round. I guess that's right. You do it every time. Great. So now we're a week closer to the parks project. Park planting. Whatever it is.
And I'm going to start a project
Ooh.
to put together an expedition to go find sources of fresh water.
Yeah, that probably should have been done first, honestly.
Whether that's places where we can dig wells, which I don't think you can do in a city with a sewer system underneath it, or if it's like running rivers or something. Mm-hmm. We need to fix that.
Water.
How long do we think that expedition will take? We don't have good transportation, I don't think.
You have cars.
We have cars, but how many of them are gassed up? Or I guess we could try it.
Yeah. I mean, you could like siphon off enough to get you where you need to go. You can like mix up the gasoline from different cars.
Yeah. So we can make it work. Transportation's not that bad. We still have to get out there and find where we can.
Yeah, that might be a long one.
Is that like
5?
5 week journey? Because you got to go out, figure it all out, and then come back. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it just finding it, and it's not like rerouting water yet? It's just finding it.
If we're rerouting it, it's got to be 6.
That's got to be long. Yeah, that's got to be 6.
Let's try it. 6.
Let's
Maybe
do it.
that's optimistic, but we can do it.
Okay. Let's just do like a...
Even if it's just hauling buckets at first, it's something.
Yeah. All right.
The journey for water. 6.
6 weeks for water. Everybody ration until then.
We'll make the blue dye.
Oh, perfect. Color coordinating here. Okay. Then it's my turn. My card is the 10 of Hearts. There's another community somewhere on the map. Where are they? What sets them apart from you? Or what belief or practice helps to unify our community? The first one is way more interesting.
All right.
Okay. So our community finds out about like a, let's say, kind of ANCOM society of just like, they're just doing whatever, like they're looting, they're just doing whatever the fuck they want.
So they're not ANCOM, they're like...
Or, sorry, ANCAP.
Okay,
Sorry.
we find the libertarians.
We find the libertarians. A roving gang of libertarians.
Strapped the gills with AR-15s and waving "come and take it" flags.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to draw what I think a libertarian looks like.
Bandana man with a scruffy 5 o'clock shadow and sunglasses.
Some Guy Fieri sunglasses. Okay, so we find out that they're hoarding resources, they're being jerks, whatever. All right. Now I adjust the dice. We're 1 week closer to water and food, so that's great. Would love that. And then I get to take an action. I feel like I'm Leon Trotsky here. I'm starting old projects.
Nice.
I want to get rid of Fatberg. I know I came up with it, but if we're going to get water in here, we need a working sewer system.
Yeah, or it's going to get stinky.
Yeah. Oh, God. Fatbergs are hard to get rid of, right?
Yeah, especially without actual technology to do it.
Yeah. Do we have electricity even? We didn't.
Well, from
Probably
what?
not.
No.
Probably not.
I mean, it's especially even if electricity was running beforehand, the government cut it off, or whoever cut it off as soon as we declared our thing.
Yeah, we're off the grid.
Yeah. I'm imagining pickaxes.
I'm imagining pickaxes too. We're just sending people.
Yeah, that's at
sewer.
least 5 weeks.
We want to do 6?
It's probably going to take us 6 weeks.
Let's do 6. That's fine. Okay, we're getting rid of Fatberg.
People are probably listening like, okay, so that stuff either takes way longer or way shorter than you guys think, you know?
I know. This is all guesses. You can do things in stages, but I think that's way too confusing to keep track of.
It makes sense. Like, for the water thing makes sense of like going to find it,
then going rerouting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. I already adjusted the dice, so that's my turn. Your turn.
All right.
What you get?
9 of Hearts. Okay, a charismatic young girl convinces many to help her with an elaborate scheme. What is it? Who joins her endeavors? And then we're going to start a project to reflect.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's this girl? What's she about?
Well, I'm thinking between like a temple religious situation.
Ooh.
Because she's charismatic. So.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I just like that. That's good.
Let's do it.
So this girl comes in. Do we name her?
You can. We can name people. Let's pay this color.
Rhea comes in.
R-H-E-A?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Comes in saying that we've clearly, we've lost our way, and that's why things are the way they are, and we've got to get back in touch with the spirits of the earth.
Ooh, okay, so it's like a kind of more pagan religion?
Like a natural sort of thing. She wants to build an open air temple to bring back the bounty of the sun and the fruits of the earth. Okay.
How long is that temple gonna take to build? Are you repurposing something, or?
She wants to smash up a paved plaza. She says this has ruined, the sacred earth and where the sun likes to shine, and wants to smash that up and clear it out to bring back the sun's favor.
Okay.
And so those of us in the community who had any sort of not any sort of, but who had certain types of religious affiliations.
All the witches go join her.
Or like that starts to become popular.
Okay.
And so that's where we're gonna start a project.
All right, great.
For that, I think I'm supposed to also.
Yeah, you are. I've just been taking over the drawing because I can't help myself.
Cool. I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Okay, listeners, I'm taking my first contempt token, which we are using with beans because we're super Mexican. But these are just any small item you can use to represent simmering tensions in the community. I imagine some people aren't a fan of this. So,
and that's the thing too. So when we're taking contempt tokens, we're referencing like the community versus ourselves.
Yeah, I'm not like,
right?
Fuck
Which
this idea.
You may also be that way, but yeah, that makes sense. And it's always the opposing player, right?
I think so.
The other player. Like I can't be like, well, this sucks.
This sucks. I hate this thing I just did.
Yeah.
I think so, but it doesn't say. It just says like there are contempt tokens, really.
Are contempt tokens just for actions or no?
That's a great question. Let's find out. Oh, here's contempt tokens. I found it. Contempt tokens. If you ever feel like you weren't consulted or honored in a decision-making process, you can take a piece of contempt and place it in front of you. This is how we express disagreement or tension. If someone makes a statement or starts a project that you don't agree with, so it can be a project or a discussion.
Mm-hmm. But is that the player, or is that like
It says...
Can it happen in events? I feel like it could, right?
I feel like it could too.
Because we did start a project for it.
Yeah. I don't know. It implies that it's just the other players, I think. Because it says if you weren't consulted or honored in a decision-making process.
Okay. Do we want to do it that way, or?
I think so.
Okay.
Because otherwise we could just have double contempt the whole time.
That sucks.
That sucks. Okay. And you can also get rid of them if someone like does something nice that you interpret as nice.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
How long do we think her sun temple is going to take?
It's a temple.
She's got to break up the pavement.
That's a lot with no power tools.
Breaking up the pavement, then building the temple. This is a two-stager.
That's a two-stager.
All right, breaking up, I think 5 or 6 or 4, 4, 5, 6.
Does she? Yeah, I think it's the gasoline question.
Again.
If it's pickaxes, then it's 6. I think that's a long time.
6 to break it up, and then
This temple better make somebody happy.
maybe like 5 to build it.
Okay. All right, so that was just your card. You still get to move or do your other things. So we gotta adjust the dice, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, we just put this one,
So you don't adjust that one.
Okay, a week hasn't passed.
All right, so 1 week till parks are food.
4 weeks to water.
Everyone, hold on.
Yeah, at this point, we're down to drinking Dasani.
Yeah, we're busting into vending machines, taking the Dasani. Right, take an action.
I want to hold the discussion.
Okay. If you start with a question, you get to go twice. Or you can start with a statement, and then it's just you and then me. And then, again, these discussions are more representing the community and not necessarily like us as people.
Yeah.
So you can say, like, this faction says blah, blah, blah.
Okay. What do we do about the libertarians?
That's a great question. I think the old guard, like the people who maybe started the revolution, are like, we need to either run them out or convert them.
So take action directly against them or
get them on our side.
Okay. Make an alliance. All right. One wise strategy would be to stay... Oh, there's going to be a faction saying, we need to be more covert or stick to our area, be on the lookout for them, and be looking for ways to build up defenses.
Okay. So more of a defensive stance. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And when we have these discussions, it says in the rules we're not supposed to really come to a conclusion. It's more like to, I guess, generate ideas, see where the community's at, and then, later when we take an action, we can say, all right,
somebody's doing this. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, now it's my turn. 8 o' hearts. That is, an old piece of machinery is discovered, broken but perhaps repairable. Or an old piece of machinery is discovered, cursed and dangerous. Okay, I'm going to go with the first one. And I'm going to say we find like an old mill. And it's out of use because it was like from before like big agriculture. So like it's kind of old school. Okay. But that's kind of good because that means we can use it.
Yeah.
But it's out of shape, obviously.
All right. So like an old, you're talking like a grain mill?
Yeah.
To make bread? Okay, cool. Nice.
Okay, I'm going to draw a grain mill. I don't know what that looks like, so I'm just going to draw like a...
I'm just picturing a windmill, honestly.
I am too. Let's just draw a windmill because we're stupid. I'll draw a piece of grain next to it, so you get it. Okay, that was my card. Now I adjust the die. We got park food!
Woo, we're growing turnips, parsnips. What are the spring? I mean, this is Harvest Moon spring food.
Harvest Moon spring is...
And what's it?
Stardew Valley.
Which is parsnips.
That is parsnips. And...
potatoes?
I think kale and potatoes.
Green beans?
Green beans. Yeah, we got all the beans.
Wow, we're very agricultural here. Did we change the other ones?
Yes, I did. Okay, so now I can add to our resources. I think we have... veg. What do you think about that?
We have arable land now. Is it? Okay. It's not scarce.
It's not scarce. I don't know if it's abundant. I don't think it because it's just small parks.
Yeah.
So now, like, I'm picturing every block has like a little park. 'Cause most areas you have a park near you.
Yeah,
Especially
it's
in New York.
walkable. Yeah.
Okay. So
Sweet.
now those parks have food in it. Great. Okay. That was the dice. Okay. Take an action. I'm gonna start a project. I always start projects.
It's good. I wanted to try out holding a discussion is all.
Yeah. No. That's also very fun. Or maybe I should do this.
There's so many needs early
There's
on.
so
I feel like we're
many-
going to be responding more to other things later. So.
Okay. No. Yeah. I'm gonna start a project of schools. I think we need some schools because
All right.
I think the conversation about the libertarians made us realize, oh, we might need to like get our shit together a little more and make sure like no one defects. So there's a little bit of propaganda in there.
Okay. All right.
And yeah, I'm planning on using our buildings, which are in abundance, just to repurpose that into a school.
I have a follow-up question. I don't know if I can do this,
that's
but like
fine.
when I know you mentioned propaganda, is the faction that brings this into existence, are they going to like just say that that's going to happen, or is that more like going to
Sneaky.
unfold?
I think it's the old guard's idea, the Vanguard Party's idea, and it is going to be kind of obvious what it is. It's going to be a little bit of a Marxist-Leninist school.
So I'm going to say some people
Probably aren't into that.
they're going to get some contempt. So
But everyone's working and they're like, hey, you guys are busy. We'll watch your kids for you, you know?
true.
Free childcare.
Hey, that's true. That's true.
No. You can still take the contempt. I still
s-
think people will be pissed about it.
Yeah, I think that the left is very good at fracturing. So even different factions of the left are still going to be like, not to mention you're just people who happen to live around the area.
Yeah. All right. How long does a school take?
Well, we have the buildings. That's
We have
the
the
hardest
buildings.
part.
So it's really just finding people who are going to be teachers, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say a week to coordinate it or
think,
something
yeah.
to get rough schools to get it really working. Probably like 3 weeks to have it like ironed out. But
Let's go with 2.
okay,
And maybe let's go 3, and in that process maybe they take some feedback from the community to figure out what they want this school to be, because school
Okay.
right now is fucked. So
yeah. So 3 weeks to get it up and running fully.
maybe 4, because if they're getting community input, that's a lot.
No, I think that encompasses. That's what I was thinking about, was like ironing out like exactly how to run the schedules and all that stuff, which I think is part of that. So.
Okay, cool. Well,
3
I'm
weeks
going to
sounds
add
good.
a little school drawing to these buildings.
All right, now I draw a 6 of hearts. How old are the eldest members of the community, and what unique needs do they have?
Probably got some old people.
I think we do, yeah. And I mean, I'm going to say they're in their, 70s, 80s. Maybe we are in the poorer region of the, so there's not as like super high lifespans. Maybe it's, it's a little, so you don't have anyone quite in their 90s or 100s, but 70s and 80s, that's
Okay.
what we're looking at. And what unique needs do they have? I would say they need more assistance, especially if they were living, like we have to rehouse some of these guys because
Oh, they had elevators.
so they can't do that really anymore. Their limited mobility, we got to look more at access and things like that for them for sure.
And medical too.
Medical, so yeah, that's a big deal as well.
Okay, great. You want to draw some old people?
Yeah, I will do that when I take my action,
Yeah.
though, I think, because I'm going to do something related to
I'm
that.
going to do something about these old people. Ominous.
All right, I'm going to change the dies. Here we got 3 weeks to Fatberg, 2 weeks for the school,
3 weeks to Fatberg. It's the name of my Broadway show.
4 weeks to the
Sun Temple.
till the destruction of the plaza,
Oh, yeah.
and only 1 week till we're off of. Are we down to Gatorades now?
Probably down to just warm soda.
Oh, it's miserable.
Oh, it's not great.
You can't take a contempt token from that, but I'm sure that people are.
I would take one.
They are
People
like
are not pleased.
spreading rumors that the water crew is taking 3-hour lunch breaks and all this. Like, what's taking them so long? All right, now I'm going to take an action.
Yes.
And I'm going to start a project
Hell yeah.
to
What are you
build
going to do?
a health clinic, or to get the health clinic up and running.
Okay,
Because
great.
we surely have them. That's
I'm
our
sure.
abundant material, one of them. But we're gonna get that up and running.
Good idea.
Let's see. We'll use a little red for a little health clinic,
Hell yeah.
and we'll build it right down here.
Downtown's getting busy. I love it.
Yeah, or should we put it near the school? Let's put it. It's the center of our community.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right.
How long does that take? You gotta find all the doctors and shit.
Yeah, so we have doctors. I think the hardest part is going to be procuring supplies, things that doctors need. But I mean, in terms of running a rudimentary medic camp, so maybe this is a stage.
A two-stager, yeah.
So it's going to take, 3 weeks.
Just to get a base level, like, oh, you broke something? Come here.
Yeah, physically like a triage center, basically, and then maybe another 6 weeks or something to get it fully staffed.
Let's do that. Okay.
We're project people.
We are.
Is there a limit to projects?
I think when you run out of die.
Oh, fair enough.
There's only 6, so.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the 5 of Hearts. There is a disquieting legend about this place, or alarming weather patterns destroy something. Okay. Let's say there's a spooky, abandoned, like, not carnival. What's it called when it's more permanent? Amusement park.
Fairgrounds?
Or fairgrounds, yeah. And it's just spooky. And it's like by the pier, you know? It's Coney Island.
Coney Island. We discover Coney Island.
We're like, whoa, guys, have you seen how scary it is?
Damn, that would be kind of post-apocalyptic
Wouldn't
wise,
it?
pretty scary.
Yeah, and I guess the disquieting legend is like people go in there and like don't come out or something. Like if people go missing.
Libertarian gangs roam the place.
Watch out! Adjust the die. Won't wait till school starts. Fatberg, you're almost there, man. I believe in you. Water! Okay, the
Throw
water
out
survey.
your Pepsi. We've got water.
All right, you get to describe how the project finishes.
All right, so let's say they found a running water source, but it's too far out. Mm-hmm. So for now, our solution is we built we repurposed one of the tanker trucks that's around, and we were doing like a siphoning gas project, and we're running like convoys, water convoys back and forth.
Oh, okay.
And in addition to that, we got people like on bikes and stuff with water jugs. Like we just started a water convoy to this fresh source.
Okay,
that we
cool.
discovered.
Cool. I want to discover something new.
All right.
And that is we find maybe a warehouse we didn't know about. And it has a bunch of... What does it have? I don't want it to be too useful, you know?
I was just thinking of two not useful. Like it's just full of...
Like pencils.
Yeah. Or, I don't know. Amazon cartons.
Chargers.
Just, yeah.
It's all phone chargers all the way.
Amazon Basics.
Actually, I really love that. Okay, they're Amazon Basic phone chargers. And we just find a warehouse chock full of them because everyone orders those motherfuckers all the time. And so I picture there's a lot of warehouses of those.
Yeah.
But we get it open. Maybe someone finally breaks the bolt to see what's in it. And we're like, well, we have like some electronics, but I mean, I don't know what we're going to do with them.
Yeah. All right. Maybe that's also what we see in like the first, 20 boxes that we open.
Oh, maybe there's
It's
more.
huge,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
So it's maybe a resource that we could use in the future.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, should
But
I
we
put
would
that
have
on
to
the
go
resources?
explore.
Oh yeah, we'd have to go explore. Okay, great. So abandoned electronics warehouse.
Nice.
All right, that's my turn.
I like how we started drawing things more and more over here when we got the libertarian back.
That's true. I can't wait to show this map.
We're like, ugh.
I don't want to put anything important near those guys. Maybe the carnival I should have put up there.
All right, my turn.
Yes.
2 of Hearts. All right, there's a giant man-made structure on the map. Where is it, and why is it abandoned? Well, that's easy. Okay, so we've got a 120-something story office building. It was like, megacore headquarters. It's abandoned because, that previous stage of financial capitalism has fallen. And it no longer has a functioning lift. So
That too.
no, those executives aren't hauling their asses up that far.
Did they get killed in the revolution?
Uh,
We're not supposed to discuss, but whatever.
They fled, and some of them did get killed.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them did get killed in the Red Terror, but some of them fled.
Okay.
The Vanguard Party, they're proud of it.
Yep.
They frequently, kind of relate back to that as a shared struggle that everyone went through. The more kind of ANCOM or soft kind of groups of us, or not really even hard leftists, whatever, they try to forget about those
Yeah,
times.
they're like, that was rough.
Yeah.
All right, draw us a skyscraper. Okay, get to adjust the die.
School time.
School time. All right, so the school opens, and we figure out how to like get kids there, because I'm sure like transportation is an issue. And it's like pretty basic. It's almost like a one-room schoolhouse situation. Maybe a few rooms just because we are in a city, so there's quite a few people. And they are taught like the history of the revolution that just happened, and they're taught like who was part of it and like that it was cool.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Are they taught any like
Skills.
academic stuff too?
Oh yeah, they're also taught academic stuff, but they're mostly taught, I think, practical knowledge. Like maybe this is our resource even. We have like work convoys of kids, a kid workforce.
Okay. Child labor.
But like in a cool way.
Productive way. And that's something that we've talked about in our education episode, so that makes sense. And may have even come with community input. Remember we said that was kind of worked into this as well. People said, hey.
Yeah, I'd love it if my kid could learn, because I'm learning farming, and it'd be cool if my kid learned farming with me or something.
Yeah, and this is a new world. Why should we silo them off and say, hey, you got to prepare for a career? You don't anymore. I want to say that this could kind of heal elements of the community once this gets put into place. I know that there's a propaganda element too, which maybe doesn't really resolve a contempt, but it doesn't add to it. I think that the propaganda, like,
that kind of neutralizes it.
Yeah. So,
okay.
So it ends up not increasing contempt.
You can also get rid of contempt. Tokens.
Yeah, I was trying to debate whether I wanted to.
Okay.
But I think like that's still there. They're still kind of like, but we are taking steps to building a new world.
Okay. I'm gonna put. Should I put abundance on that resource of child volunteers, or what? Or just workers? We can just say workers.
Yeah, we do have a lot of workers.
I'll say workers.
Now I get to take an action.
Yeah.
Now that we have all this arable land. Okay. I'm going to start a project. We got the project die to do it.
Okay.
And the project is going to be to go explore and repair the abandoned mill.
Great.
I want to get that up and running so we can make use of these raw goods, these raw agricultural goods that we're producing, and start making bread for all.
Great. Sounds good.
All right.
How long does that take, you think? I don't know anything about mills.
Let's say 4 weeks or 5 weeks.
I think 4.
Okay, we're good at mechanics.
Maybe we find the old owner and he's like, I can show you.
Maybe. All right, that's what I'll do. 4 weeks to mill time.
Okay, great.
Your turn.
Okay. Ooh, we're in summer.
Summertime.
Here. All right, I got the Jack of Diamonds. In downtown Tyler. That is the name of a car dealership. Okay. Okay. Predators and bad omens are afoot. You are careless and someone goes missing under ominous circumstances. Who? I think the libertarians steal one of our doctors.
Oh shit!
Because they don't have any. They kidnap a doctor because they keep doing crazy motorcycle stunts. They need a doctor.
These are the guys that say that providing free healthcare for people is slavery because it's forced labor, but whenever it comes down to it, they will kidnap a doctor and they can do doctor stuff at gunpoint.
They're going to take, his name is Dr. Wallace. I don't know if they were like smart enough to get intel on this guy, you know? Because I think they would have wanted like someone who's really good at setting bones and shit like that.
Yeah.
But I think they end up getting like a cardiologist.
Okay.
But like also all of our doctors are a little more generalist now, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, they have to. That's all we've got.
That's all we have.
You have to treat whatever
you
comes in.
You can't be a podiatrist anymore. You gotta be a little more general.
Yeah.
So yeah, they take Dr. Wallace. You know, we're now a little bit shorter staffed at the hospital. Maybe wait times increase, and I think people are scared. You know.
Yeah.
And they're pissed. These fuckers came in and stole our guy.
Freaking libertarians.
Freaking libertarians. Okay. Now I get to adjust the dice. Oh, the hospital's done. We haven't even started.
Yeah, while they were finishing up or whatever
Yeah, maybe it was like opening ceremony. Goodbye.
And then dramatically,
Yeah.
So our
That's
opening
how
ceremony
ominous.
is spoiled by the armed kidnapping of one of the doctors there.
Yep.
And the clinic's open with the remaining doctors, but
It's a shadow over what should have been an exciting day.
yeah.
Fatberg is also cleared up, and now we can start using that water that's coming into like a working sewage system and wastewater treatment plant. We get that up and running again. I mean, we don't have electricity still, so I don't know how that works.
The Romans did it.
Okay. Well, maybe we now can start figuring out how to do that now that we don't have Fatberg.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't have total sewage yet, but we are set up to start doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, now I need to take an action. What do I want to do? You know what I'm really annoyed we didn't do earlier is the classic Kropotkin, take stock of what you have. So I think I'm going to do that now.
Okay.
Someone's like, guys, this is dumb. We can't just go keep exploring random stuff and just finding abandoned warehouses. Let's take inventory.
Okay.
So I think since we're okay-ish on food now, I think now they do it for clothes.
For clothes? Okay.
Yeah, I think they decide, because, like your clothes would be okay for a while. Everyone just wears their own clothes. But I think some people's clothes are starting to get fucked up from like all the work they're doing. And so someone's like, all right, let's go through all the abandoned stores and warehouses and catalog what we have. And especially because we know winter's eventually going to get here, let's figure out what we have on hand. I'm going to say 3 weeks, you think?
We're inventorying them and like common storehousing them?
I think so.
All right.
3? Sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 weeks for clothes.
Now, some people are going to complain. Mm-hmm. What about my
fur coat?
5 coats? Yeah. You're going to take my coats? So
Well, no, we're not taking people's coats.
We're not putting them in a common storehouse?
No, we're going through, I thought we were going through abandoned stores.
Okay, that's fine. No one here cares
That's fine.
about that.
You can keep your fucking coat.
Yeah.
Okay.
What am I going to do this
We're
summer?
in summer.
I'm going to go with...
Oh, what's the card?
Oh, it's the 5 of diamonds.
Okay.
A project finishes early.
Ooh.
What led to its early completion?
Okay.
Well, the Fatberg being completed freed up enough workers, and a lot of those guys were kind of begrudgingly doing that. And they're like, I know we got to get this done, but I was inspired by Rhea. I want to go work on that sun temple. And so they knock it out.
Wow.
They get it done way faster. Both because they were almost finished with the groundbreaking, and they're able to like double time it to get the whole, that and the
temple started?
yeah.
Wow. Okay. So is that done, or is
I
it?
think so. It just says it's finished early.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because that one was about to be done anyway.
yeah, because
so.
the second half shouldn't take too long setting stuff up.
Okay. I'm down for that.
So they complete the Sun Temple and celebrate.
Okay, great. What's next?
There's a little ceremony that they have there, thanking the spirits and the sun and all.
Interesting.
Yeah, and yeah, I think different elements of the community find that
Respond
in different
differently.
ways. Yeah. Take an action.
What are you
I'm
gonna do?
gonna start a project.
Of course you are.
A project starter. Let's give the old guard something. They're gonna start building up militias. They're gonna start arming and training people, drilling them for what they say is the inevitable conflict with the libertarians.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
All right.
Honestly. All right. How long is that going to take?
To get them any good, or to get them like literally
To get them ready for battle. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean 4 months would be like, or 4 weeks.
4 months.
4 weeks would be like a boot camp basically.
Okay.
For basic stuff.
Maybe that's it.
All right.
Yeah, and they're close to the libertarians. They're ready for it. Nice. I'm bad at drawing guns. It's a much better gun than I could have drawn.
All right. 4 weeks.
That counter on there. All right, 7 O diamonds. I'm going to introduce a mystery at the edge of the map. And I think while they're doing their military drills, their training, someone is on sentry duty and they see some mysterious movement, but it's not coming from the libertarian camp. It's from like further west. And they look like pretty well equipped, whatever it is.
Something mysterious. Some well-equipped dudes.
Yeah. All right, taking action. I think we discover something new, and it's that there is some insurgency within the community. We start seeing kind of like fascist symbols on walls. Just in general, there's more simmering, there's more tension. Let's draw, I'll draw a little fashy eagle. All right, so somebody discovers that out on the streets.
And then it starts showing up more often?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right, your turn.
All right. We got the 2 of diamonds. And we're saying someone new arrives.
Uh-oh, who is it?
Oh, and they're in distress.
Okay.
It's a woman named Jill.
Okay.
And she has with her kid
Okay.
named Darius. And she is in distress because she's just escaped from the little society that the libertarians are running.
Oh no, okay.
Her husband died in an accident, and because she's unable to do the work required, they were going to basically enslave her to make up the debt.
Okay. Right, I wrote down her little story. Ooh, okay. Great. You're now taking in refugees.
Yeah. All right. They're good villains, these libertarians.
They are. We can all hate them.
All right, just the die. We get...
A working mill.
We repair the mill, and now we can take the any grains or anything that were...
It needs to be processed.
Yeah, we can go take it over there to grind it up.
Hell yeah.
And we get the clothing inventory done.
Yeah, so this one, they go through all the stores in the city and sort it out by like season and size and all that. So now whenever you want clothes, you just go to the clothing depot and they just give it to you.
Nice. Clothes for all, bread for all. Those are 2 big advancements. All right. I'm going to take an action. I'm going to hold a discussion.
We need to do more of those, yeah.
And my question is, what are we going to do about the fascist movement?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think some of the more anarchist elements are going to say, I mean, obviously they suck, but maybe we need to do a better job of providing for people. Like, why are they turning towards, other ideas? Maybe our ideas aren't good enough.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say there's, of course, the other faction that says we need to be more vigilant. Perhaps we need to start a committee of safety or something to try to root out these counter-revolutionary movements.
You already know I'm reaching for a bean. Those anarchists don't like what it sounds like a police force.
We'll give them a little red bandanas to wear around their arms.
Okay, sure.
The people's police.
Sounds bad. All right, 3 diamonds. Summer is a time for production and tending to the earth. Start a project related to food production. I think we're happy about our parks project, but we're realizing we need more land, especially because now that the mill is up, we want like more room for grains and stuff like that. So I think we start demoing out some buildings for that. I think we're demoing like office buildings. We realize no one's using these.
Yeah. What is the point?
Yeah.
Which is a question we should ask now, but still.
Honestly, they're useless, especially now. I'm going to say this is a long one, probably 6, because you're both demoing and starting.
Clearing the land and stuff too, yeah.
Yeah, and probably that land is not great, so it's going to require some work. So I'm going to put it right downtown. Actually, I'm going to put it over this little field icon we already had.
Yeah, we don't have to draw another one for it, or do we?
No,
Okay.
it'll be fine.
All right.
Continuing our classic leftist conundrums, we discover a group of people in the community who don't want to work.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. They're just chilling. They think we're working too hard. They're like, why are you doing so many projects? Fuck this.
So what? I mean, are they just like sitting at the house? Or what are they doing?
Yeah, they're just chilling. You're like a little sleepy guy.
All right. 9 of diamonds. Oh.
Oh fuck! these are bad ones.
So I'm going to go with something goes foul and supplies are ruined.
Oh no! I was hoping you wouldn't pick that one.
We're going to add a new scarcity, and the thing that has gone foul is that we've had a running siphoning operation of gasoline for cars, and we're all out.
No more gasoline. That's a good idea. That makes sense. We've been going pretty hard.
Yeah, so now our abundance of cars is just that, like, physically
Just physical
cars. Yeah.
I know we're not supposed to discuss how does this affect the water convoy.
We are going to have to double, triple the amount of bikes that we're using because we were really relying on the big tanker guy. Probably only had 1 or 2 of those guys. But
Yeah,
now it's going to be
all bikes.
It's going to be doubling up. Like, those guys have to work double shifts, and this is going to really piss off the lazy movement.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna have great legs and butts, though.
Yeah.
We're all thick.
I know this isn't a decision. This is a card drawn. But should that be a
I think that should be a
contempt?
contempt. Yeah, I'll draw it.
All right.
Look how mad it looks like I'm way madder than you.
Yeah.
Full of contempt.
All right, I'm going to adjust the die. The People's Defense Council Militia is ready.
Okay.
They still look a little rough in the drills and things, but they all
know how to shoot.
Yeah, their marksmanship is greatly improved, and I think people generally feel more confident.
Okay.
Since especially they did have that direct experience being at gunpoint. Mm-hmm. You know, they're like, hey,
that sucked.
We're ready for that if that happens again. We won't be helpless.
Okay, great.
I'm going to start a project. The project is we're going to build a canal from the water source to the city.
Okay.
The bike situation is clearly untenable, I think.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to try to fix it long term. That's what we're going to do.
That's a big one.
Yeah. That's a 6. It's generous, but I think...
Yeah, that's very generous. We work really hard.
Yeah. Should we do it in stages or something? Or like 1/2, 2/2? Or
We can do 1/2, 2/2 if you think that
how
works
long do you
better.
think that would be?
I'll
Like
do-
4 and 4?
Let's do 4 and 4.
Because 6 is a little bit too...
Yeah. All right. Ace of diamonds. Oh no. Okay. Ooh.
These are both shitty.
These are both really bad and make a lot of sense for what's going on. A contingent within the community have acted on their frustration. What have they damaged and why they damage it? Is it permanent? I think the lazy people, I think they picket at the canal. So ironically, they're taking a strike action. But they damage it somehow. I think what do they do? How would you damage a canal?
You can destroy some of the tools you're using to dig it.
Yeah, that's it. They have a demonstration outside the canal where they are destroying shovels and shit. So they destroy some tools.
All right, so that is sort of a setback.
It is. Do you think that adds to the die?
Yeah. Should we do 5 and 5?
Let's do 5 and 5. I gotta find more shovels. These lazy fucks. I want to start a project, and that is rain barrels. We're like, hey, why didn't we do that the whole time? So maybe some people had it, but we decide, okay, now that we have a working sewage system and the canal's going to take a long time, let's consolidate our rain barrels. Basically, let's put our working sewage system to work with these rain barrels.
Okay, cool.
I don't think that takes long. I'm going to say 2 weeks.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. I'm just going to draw a rain barrel next to this guy.
I like it. I don't think anyone objects to that.
Yeah. But even the lazy people can get behind that. That's just a barrel, guys.
Oh, I've got a barrel. All right, next we got the 6 of diamonds.
Okay.
Outsiders arrive in the area. How many and how are they greeted?
Okay. What we got?
We have people coming from, I guess on our map, the southwest.
Okay.
Do cities have, do the urban areas have HOAs too? Or like community something?
Yeah, they might. They have like city councils.
Yeah, so their local community board or whatever basically took over whenever, at the beginning, kind of like we did. But theirs was much more dictatorial, more like just listen to the council, do what it degenerated and it fell apart and it's chaos now down there. And so a group of like 20 something, 25 something came in from there. They heard about us and they want to join.
Okay. Put refugees basically from dictator society.
Yeah. Failed. And so they're greeted. The old guard, I think, says yeah. The ANCOMs, I think, say yeah. I think the lazy people don't so much. I think this represents more work, more mouths to feed.
Yeah.
No one's outing themselves as the fascists, but you imagine that they're probably going to be like, that's, just more resources. So I think there may be some tension for that, some contempt.
Got a contempt.
But I think overall, the leadership and the soft middle of the community are fine with it.
Yeah, most people are like, cool.
And it probably, by and large, like aside from those groups, increases the appreciation of the community we have here.
Yeah, like this is so nice that people want to come here.
Yeah, and that didn't happen to us.
Yeah,
it could have been way worse.
It's true. We didn't fall apart.
All right.
Okay.
I'm going to put together a project to revitalize to restore like the library.
Okay.
There's got to be a library around here.
Yeah.
The local library. We're going to, get it up and running. And I want it to be a place where people can, of course, read books and everything, but also like out in the front, the little plaza area there, people can like put on public performances of whatever they want to do.
So like an art center?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to give people, I don't think this will take a lot of like hard labor. I kind of want to give more entertainment, more socially positive ways that people can not just be working.
Yeah.
Something to kind of get the lazies on board and maybe diffuse some of the disaffected fascist elements too.
I like that. All right. Do you think it's by the Sun Plaza? Since it's already there?
Yeah, maybe.
Does the Sun Plaza agree to it, I guess, is the question.
Let's say it's maybe nearby there, but that's not the plaza that they busted up.
It's a different plaza.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. How long do you think that'll take? The building is there. Thanks to our abundance of buildings. You just gotta light the place basically and start.
Sweep it out for any critters.
Yeah, that's like 3
weeks.
2 3 weeks. 2 weeks.
Let's go maybe 2 to get the building kind of in shape, and then maybe an additional week to like organize performances and stuff.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Cool.
Does anyone hate that?
I think everyone's into that.
Okay.
I could see one guy being like, we need to focus more on production, but
cantankerous.
All right.
Cantankerous old guard is like, this is wasteful. We need barracks communism.
Yeah, this is frivolous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
We're in autumn. I got the Jack of Clubs. A project finishes early. Which one? Why? Hell yeah. Demo work for the, what's it called? The new food area has cleared up. I think they borrowed some supplies from the Sun Temple people and like they helped them. So like, oh, we just did this. We'll help you.
Nice.
So yeah, and that makes the Sun people look good. And so the community feels a little closer, I think, after that.
That's a little diggers action there.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
So that was just the demo of it, right? So now, does it move into the second phase, or did we agree that was one? I can't remember if that was one phase or 2.
No, I thought, because that's a long one, isn't it?
That was a long one.
I thought that was just demo, and I think we rolled it all into that one.
Okay,
right?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have more land for planting.
I would say that is now abundant.
Food or land?
Arable land.
Arable land.
That went from a scarcity to an abundance.
Good job, commune.
Hell yeah.
Okay, now we adjust the dice. All right, rain barrel project has finished. I imagine that some people didn't want to give up their rain barrel, some jerks. But for the most part, unless you're like an outwards, I would say even outspoken fascist, because like you look pretty selfish if you keep your rainwater. But most people, I would say like 90% of the people turned over their water. And we're going through the sewer system. We're able to retreat it once we use it. So like it's going well, I think. Overall, everyone's pretty pleased with it.
All right.
People can do like showers again, and it's not a big deal.
Nice. I think the benefits of that probably outweigh the
potential contempt.
Yeah, because people are kind of scowling at the folks who are not doing it, and that kind of raises that whole thought of like, what do we do about the fascist graffiti and stuff? But but you can shower again, so everyone's less stinky.
Everyone's excited to shower. Okay, I think we need to hold a discussion. And I think we need to talk about transportation. What are we going to do about all the highways that are everywhere? Do we still need them? Is there a better way for people to get around?
I think your very more anarchist eco people say definitely not. We don't need them. We should see those purely as building materials, or as a resource, but not as a resource to get around. They're destructive. It would be better for the earth if they were removed and we use that land for something good. Okay.
I think people who are still on the water caravan are like, hey, we need those.
Okay.
And I think that's the discussion so far.
Okay.
We have mixed feelings about the highways.
All right. I've got the Queen of Clubs.
Uh-oh.
Disease spreads throughout the community. We've been there.
Mm-hmm. Also, the quarantine time is a week. That's adorable.
I'm going to choose that one. You spend the week quarantining and treating the disease. This is because we have a medical clinic. Our doctors have been treating the populace for some time now. They've developed trust. So I'm going to say that that's what they do. And because of the demo building the more fields, the cooperation that led to with the Sun crew, they were at first a little strange to most people, but I think that they showed that they were willing to work with the community. So I think they're also on board with even listening to the doctors, even though they're a little bit more like crystals-y type,
Yeah.
So.
And we can shower now.
And we can shower. We've got ourselves to this point. So yeah, we spend the week quarantining, treating the disease. Project dice are not reduced this week.
Bummer.
That's one of my favorite parts. I don't get to do it. All right.
So we're removing drinkable water from our scarcities, by the way, y'all.
Because of the rain barrels.
Yeah.
And because our water convoy, not so much.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
We're still scarce on gasoline, but that's okay.
I'm going to do an inventory, kind of like the clothing one, but this one's for non-powered forms of transportation. So I'm thinking bikes, but anything like that.
Okay.
We've already been doing that somewhat just at the local scrounge level for the convoy.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've had to do that somewhat for getting kids to and from school and stuff. Now I'm trying to do that like area wide so we can get them all in a storehouse and maybe start setting up like depots.
Like a rental?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like leave your stations to leave your bikes at.
Cool. I like that.
All right. How long do we think that will take?
You're doing inventory and then you're also like strategically placing them. I think 3 weeks?
It's area-wide. 3.
It's area-wide, yeah.
They got to go scour.
It's a big borough.
You think that's too much work for the lazies? Are they contempt, or?
I wonder how the lazy... Did they really like that? Oh, the music thing's about to finish.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll be happy.
It's another... I feel like it's another project,
thing they have to do.
They already said...
They hate projects,
We don't like projects. We don't want to do projects. We just want to live.
Oh, those lazies. All right. I got the king of clubs. Oh my god, these are horrible.
These are good. Okay.
Okay, a natural disaster strikes the area, and I'm going to pick you focus on getting everyone to safety, remove an abundance, and a project fails.
Oh.
In this case, I think I'm going to say, based on our abundances, which are cars, buildings, workers, and arable land, I think buildings is the obvious choice.
Okay.
So I think an earthquake takes out some buildings.
Oh, okay.
So that's no longer an abundance. Let me mark that through. I think this is interesting. I think the music and the library thing was so close, and then the library just gets demolished.
Oh, Library of Alexandria.
Yeah.
God.
And that was going to be like our fun entertainment center. Yeah, it's gonzo. It's a big hit to morale.
Yeah. The lazies finally had something cool.
Yeah, they're finally excited about something. There's just so many needs that I get like really overwhelmed, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do I do?
What all needs are we looking at?
All right, I'm going to start a project, and it's an expedition. We're going to go and find out what those mysterious people spying on us from the west were.
Okay.
So I think this is a part of the military goes to do this.
All right. People's Militia is hitting the road.
I think 3 weeks.
Yeah. They're near-ish. So we're just reconning, so.
Yeah. I'm going to try to draw binoculars. Okay. We're going to find out what those guys are all about.
Ace of clubs.
These are hilarious.
The community becomes obsessed with a single project. Which one and why? So I think that here they get obsessed with the canal project. It's crucial to getting a flow of water to the city without the need for the big bicycle convoy.
Yeah.
And they get so obsessed with it, they're like, guys, we're close. All right, we're almost to the, we're at the halfway point, basically. If we redouble our efforts on this instead of worrying about the bicycle requisition, we won't even need so many bicycles once we get the canal done.
Okay.
So they're going to drop the bicycle project. It fails.
And the expedition, right?
All other projects fail.
I think that makes sense. They say we need the manpower.
Yeah, we're going to worry about those guys later. Whoever thought of that, whatever, we're focusing on the canal.
Okay. I mean, we're in autumn. Things are getting real.
So I'm going to take those off, I guess, because they failed.
No more projects. But good news, we have a canal.
Do you think the elements of the community are not so happy about that?
I think so, yeah. I think some of the more, security-minded people are worried about the lack of recon on those people. And then, I think the people who wanted to start traveling more with the bikes, I think they're probably mad. Let's take it contempt. Getting a little spicy in here. All right. Good news, though. Canal is done.
Did we do 2 stages on that, though?
Ooh, I thought...
Or was that the second stage?
Fuck, we're so bad at remembering stages. We should write those down.
I thought that was the...
I thought that was the second, but maybe I'm crazy.
We're already in autumn. They're not going to finish it at all.
Let's say it was the second, then.
All right, it was the second.
All right. What's great is I get to edit this and be like, nope.
Yeah.
They're wrong.
Yeah, that's fine if it's wrong. We're going to say that they
became
Herculean
obsessed.
effort. Yeah. They dropped 2 other projects.
They got it. They made it work.
Yeah. All right. Adjusting the die. The canal is finished with this massive devotion of human power to it, and the water starts flowing into through like the center of the city to outlet into the ocean.
Okay, great.
So we have flowing fresh water now.
Awesome. I think some people are really happy about that. I'm going to get rid of one of my contempt tokens. That's a big deal.
All right. Should we put drinkable water
I think
now?
drinkable water is now an abundance.
It cost us a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the community's proud of that one.
Hell yeah. They feel good.
And I got projects galore to do.
Yeah, we got an empty map. We need to do some shit.
Now that the canal's finished, I'm gonna redo your expedition.
Okay.
I thought that was a good idea. I think the community was still behind that, but they just got
They got a
distracted
little
by the
tunnel
canal.
vision.
So we're gonna put that back online.
Okay. We said 3 weeks before, so I guess it's the same.
Yep.
All right, my turn. 10 of clubs. Cold autumn winds drive out your enemies. Remove a threatening force from the map and the area. I think the libertarians are done. I think they're a little, they were too freewheeling with their goods. They didn't ration. They just were like, whatever, and it falls apart.
Yeah. Descended into slaving also.
That too. Not great.
Breaking the NAP.
We get to kill my little Guy Fieri drawing. Guy Fieri actually seems very cool. I feel like I should say that.
Get out of here, libertarians.
No more. Okay, I've got a big one. I think we're tired of being without electricity. It's been a long year. We're over it. I think we're going to start trying to figure out energy. I think the leaders decide to try solar.
All right.
I think that's a long time. I think that's a sixer.
Yes.
You can't just figure out solar energy.
Well, they could.
We have a lot of high places, which is good.
And they could also maybe repurpose old solar generators that existed in the city.
Okay. So I'm going to say that's 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe
you got to scale those buildings too, basically.
Yeah. Oh,
Climb
yeah.
a bunch of stairs.
Because you don't have elevators. So
Yeah.
you're just climbing buildings to install solar panels. Does the Sun Temple like this, I wonder? Or do they think that's a perversion?
I think they think it's a perversion.
Oh, no!
Well, they've been working with the community, though.
Yeah. Would they say that's using what the Sun Lord gives you?
But to do what with it? Like, there would have to be some sort of persuasion,
Okay.
which they will be willing to give back,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
contempt token. But for now, they're just like, what? We're just harnessing the sun?
Okay, that's
No.
fair. All right, your turn.
6 of clubs. Introduce a dark mystery among the members of the community. Ooh.
I don't like that. As someone who plays Dungeons and Dragons with you, and you're the dungeon master, I don't like that.
People start reporting that they are seeing people or like shadowy people-like figures
Ooh, okay.
entering and exiting, and also like walking around. You can see them through the big windows of this huge office building.
Oh, that's spooky.
They don't know anything about them.
Okay, someone's living in there.
Yeah. We're going to put together, I'm going to start a project. We're going to put together volunteer entertainment troops, like that we'll start, who's got
in.
what skills. Yeah, you can practice, we'll try to like scavenge, it's a multi-step thing. But I want to group people into like what are their like arts style hobbies and things, get them in touch with each other, and then those groups can go and start like scavenging efforts for things involving their hobbies.
Cool.
They'll know what's best, and they can go say, hey, let's go get pianos, let's go get guitars, let's go get theater props and stuff, whatever it is.
Cool. Okay, so an arts council sort of thing.
Yeah.
Very cool. I think somebody in the community is into it, so I got rid of the contempt bean.
I don't think it'll take long to form the groups. That's like a week.
No, yeah. But gathering stuff and all that, maybe 2 more weeks? Do you think 3?
Let's do 2. Some of them don't have to gather stuff. They
Some of them,
choir
like, I
groups
have
and
the
stuff.
guitar.
You can just, So let's do 3 total, right?
Oh, okay.
A week and then 2 for...
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I meant. It was a week and 2. Okay. Alrighty. 4 of clubs. Oh, no. Okay, the weakest among you dies. Who's to blame for their death? I think some people don't like the refugees. And I think, let's say they weren't able to get access to like one of the neighborhood vegetable gardens, like some tough guy was keeping them out.
Oh, okay. So they died?
They died.
Damn. All right.
So not all of the refugees, just like a family of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty dark. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Do we know who?
I think that's the mystery. We don't know who did this.
We just know that they
We
got
know
excluded
we know
somehow.
what area it was in. We know what specific park it was in, but we don't know which one of them like saw them.
And do we know why they like got excluded? Just because they were refugees?
I think that's it. Like we know some people in the community didn't like them, and maybe it's more mysterious. Maybe we just know some people in the community didn't like them and they showed up dead.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
Okay.
We don't know who did it.
All right.
Okay. Okay, this is interesting because I started the recon originally, but now it's your project. So tell us how the recon project ends.
All right. They go.
What do they find?
Do I get to explain the mystery of it? I guess.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. They go. The recon comes back. They say that they've discovered the armed force was itself like a expeditionary group. It was pretty small, a squad of like 10 people. They were really well equipped, like military looking stuff. They had all matching like uniforms. They were like a deep blue and said police on them.
I hate that. Okay.
They weren't able to distinguish closer as to like whether, like where, what level of police or anything like that, but
okay.
they saw them like they had radios. They took off back to back in that direction to the northwest.
Okay.
But it looked like they were communicating with someone, so probably part of a larger force.
Wow, that's scary. We're going to discover something new, which is we make an expedition to the libertarian camp, and we find all this like those frozen food meal. We find like a survivor guy
The
bunker.
preppers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we find a doomsday prepper bunker.
Nice.
So we have a bunch of gold for no reason.
That's good.
Gold.
Space blankets galore. We'll be ready for. Well, this could actually help
This
us.
could be good.
Cold weather gear and stuff.
And gold is a conductor.
Yeah.
Are these abundant, or are they just there?
What? Well, we have an abundance of gold. Whatever that's.
Yeah, let's write it
We
down.
have way more of that than we had before.
Gold. Yeah, the rest of it's. I mean, they probably ate all the food.
Yeah.
Let's be real. But maybe they did have like some blankets or something.
No, maybe not.
No?
Think. Well, they got driven out by the autumn winds. They probably
Oh,
didn't
they
have a
did
ton.
not have a lot of blankets. Okay.
Bad preppers.
So all they had was gold. That's
Yeah.
what we find.
Yeah, and bullets. They probably have tons and tons of
Ooh.
bullets.
Or did they use it all in their enforcement of things?
Yeah, true. Not a crazy amount of bullets then. Not enough to abundant.
We can put on the scarce, like we have some, but it's scarce. maybe?
Yeah, because we have some too, and we're
We're pretty deep in.
yeah.
I don't know how often we're shooting things, but
No, I don't think we are, but
okay. I'm gonna put bullets and just put like average next to it. So we know we have some bullets.
okay.
Okay. We find golden bullets.
The man with the golden gun.
Yes. Okay, that was my turn.
All right. Two of clubs. I keep waiting for the
Me too.
spade. I'm like,
Oh dear.
all right.
Oh.
And someone returns to the community.
Oh.
Dr. Wallace, who was kidnapped by the libertarians.
Oh yeah, because they're gone now.
He had just escaped, like while in the chaos. He had escaped and kind of was in hiding until he was for sure they were gone.
Uh-huh.
And so now he returns to the community. He's got like a full beard now.
Oh yeah.
Grizzled. And is somewhat scarred from his experience.
I bet, yeah. He's
but
probably pretty fucked.
He's eager to go back to work because
good.
he wants to distract himself from
Ooh.
idleness.
Okay, great.
I think since there's already a faction that said this earlier, that I'm going to go ahead and start a project to start building up fortifications.
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Essentially, what we're going to try to do is build barricades across a lot of the roads, focus on just some of them going in and out. So that way we have more defensible positions
Okay.
for when whatever it is, if it's these mysterious guys, the police, or something else, we can protect against it.
All right. Well, you know the lazy people are mad about that, so grab a bean.
Do you think the lazy people appreciated at all the hobby troops and stuff like that they can provide? They can be a part of the community in some way that's not like backbreaking labor.
I was thinking about, not to table talk, but I was considering doing like reducing contempt once the project is done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's not actually finished. Good call.
Okay, great. How long does this project take?
This is around the whole perimeter.
That's big.
This is like 6.
That's at least 6, yeah. I think 6.
All right.
We have a lot of concrete. We should have busted up.
Yeah, I think that's what keeps it at 6 is that we've even had a lot of buildings fall over and stuff in the earthquake.
That's true.
And we
pick
have
up rubble.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not going to look fancy, but
It's just
that'll
a
help
pile
us.
of rubble.
Yeah. It's a barricade, so yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
That works. All right, let's see. We're in winter.
Oh, fuck.
All right, here's winter on the back of that. Okay, we're in winter, which means the king of spades could come up at any time and the game is over.
This is very stressful.
I know. Every time we draw, we're going to be freaked out. I got the jack of spades. Oh, gosh. An infected outsider arrives seeking amnesty. They have some much-needed resources with them. So I'm going to say this is a survivor from the libertarian biker gang. Mm-hmm. He has a fuck ton of bullets.
Okay.
He just ran away with all of his bullets.
He's got crates and crates in the back of his truck.
Yeah. But he has some sort of disease. We don't know what it is yet. He just does not look well. And let's see, we can either welcome them or bar them. I think people bar them from entry.
Okay.
They say, those bullets look great, but I think Dr. Wallace is a beloved figure here, and we're that's fucked up. We don't want you to have to deal with that. We don't want to have to deal with a mysterious illness right now. We're trying to raise our defenses, so we turn them away.
Yeah. I'm going to add some contempt.
I think some people are mad about that. I think that's fair.
I think there's different stripes of it. Some people are like, hey, we can use anyone we got. I think that the hardcore guys are like, we could accept him and kill him and just take his stuff. So there's different ways that people are upset about it.
Yeah, and some people are like, this is morally wrong, and some people really want the bullets. Yeah, there's a lot of angles there. Yeah. That's an interesting one. All right, our music theater plaza, well, not plaza, but it's a roving troupe project is done.
Yeah.
Describe it.
So now people in the commune have a way to enjoy their free time, but also just enjoy their time. If they want to, let's say they're in the lazies, but they like to sing. That can be how they contribute to the community now. Yeah. They're no longer dead weight in a way. I think this is something that our community hopefully here is appreciating, is that their hobbies don't have to be just that. That can actually be how they contribute to their society.
Great. I'll move a bean back into the bag for that.
Now I'm the contemptuous one. I keep not doing this. I think once it actually is in swing too, now that it has happened, I think a lot of the grumpy Vanguard guys...
Oh, that thought it was too frivolous?
Yeah, now they're like, well, this actually did solve some problems, and it is nice to have roving choirs and orchestras. And
they enjoy it.
Yeah, and they're like, okay, fine.
I'm going to hold a discussion. We haven't done that in a minute. I think, who we haven't seen in this game yet?
Who?
The Liberals.
Ooh.
Song comes up and says, I think I'm going to start with a statement, which means I only get to go once, but whatever.
Okay.
And they say, who even decided on these Vanguard guys? I think we need to have an election. They're tired of the current power structure.
I think the dedicated leftists here are going to say, what power structure? We have all just been making decisions as a community. If we're holding elections, what state are you looking to implement? How would that even look? And no matter what you say, we don't want a part of it.
Also, no.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? But no.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, great. The Liberals are mad about that. They take some contempt.
Yeah, I think they knew they were going to make them mad.
I think so. They knew that was not going to fly.
5 of spades.
Okay.
Winter elements destroy a food source.
No!
If this was your only food source, add a scarcity.
Okay.
So we've got gardens, and we've got...
The fields.
The fields. The fields are laying fallow. Maybe the gardens are kind of more sheltered and greenhouse type things. The fields are not doing it, though.
Okay. Fields are gone.
We don't have to add a scarcity because we do have multiple.
We didn't really write them, but yes. We had arable land, I guess.
So maybe it's just not abundant anymore.
Yeah, do you want me to move arable land from that?
Let's do that. It's winter now.
Yep, sure is.
Okay. I'm going to start a project to weatherize weatherize the structures we're using.
Okay.
So wherever you're living, the school, the medical clinic, wherever places that we're actually using versus all the abandoned buildings, we're going to try weatherizing those if they're not already.
Cool.
How long do you think that'll take?
That sounds a lot. There's a lot of buildings, man.
Yeah.
It's homes too, right?
Yeah, people's homes. What I think part of that would be moving people to consolidate into buildings, which we may have been doing already somewhat. But
yeah, we didn't really talk about it, so maybe now's the time, though.
We just say basically resources are going to be stretched if we don't, so we're going to get everyone as close together as we can and focus on that building.
Yeah, I think that's
or those buildings, because we won't be able to get everyone in one, but...
Yeah. Okay.
I think that'll take like 6 weeks.
I think so.
Okay.
Some people do not want to leave their houses. That's a contempt.
We okay.
I drew the king of spades. I had a really good idea, too.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so it just says the game is over.
The Frost Shepherds arrive. The game is over.
Okay, so do we describe what happens when the Frost Shepherds arrive, or what?
I think what it says here...
Once the game is over, it's fine to share theories. Who or what were the Frost Shepherds? What did their arrival mean for the community? And now you can wonder together.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think it was those mysterious police guys.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's a pretty good one. We are going with like a basically natural sort of civilization fell apart thing, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, the police force, I'm thinking like it's the state police or the state police just absorbed whatever police were remaining. Like maybe the police unions took it, nationalized it to form a rump state of police, which sounds like something they would do. But yeah, those guys, make contact by basically saying surrender and come with us.
Yeah.
And what do you think we do?
I mean, we have defenses at least, and kind of a bare bones military. So I would assume we fight them off for a bit at least.
Do we let the liberals go with them?
If they want to, I don't see why not.
I'm sure that some of them do.
Yeah, they're like, oh, more order.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing: we had a lot of resources covered already.
Yeah.
Like we're fairly cozy. We're a week away from electricity.
Yeah.
we're the winterizing we're still quite a ways from, but like we're getting there. We had a lot of stuff covered.
Yeah, and that was just to make it like more efficient. I mean, it's not like we were living in bungalows or something. Like we had buildings that were used to New York winters.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever winters, So it was just to add an extra. Okay, so we did have a pretty good community going.
Yeah. Let's talk about what we ended up with. Well, our fields got fucked up, but we still had the parks. I was about to start a greenhouse project. I'm really sad I didn't get to do that.
Oh, man.
We had running water.
Mm-hmm.
We had never quite solved transportation. We just have remnants of cars. We had medical.
Yeah, I guess we kind of ran through the cars till we ran out of gasoline, and then we just scrounged bikes basically after that point. Yeah.
Which I was thinking, I mean, we didn't have a ton of avenues for discussion for this, but like if you're a disabled person, like how are you going to get around? Like that definitely would be a problem.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we had the medical clinic, the schoolhouse,
the mill.
Yeah, so we had a pretty good food supply. We had entertainment even.
Mm-hmm. We were getting to that second level of stuff,
Yeah.
Which good.
I was seeing as like a remedy to the lazies and the fascist discontents and stuff.
Yeah. Which I think is an important point. I don't know. That's one of my maxims, I feel like, is like if people are protesting against your society, maybe look at your society and figure out why. There's probably a reason behind it, and maybe it's you don't like how they're responding, but you can see why they would be upset.
Yeah, and try to offer some sort of alternative to that. What are some missed opportunities? We just mentioned the greenhouse.
Yeah. At the beginning, I felt super overwhelmed with how much there was to do. I wish I had been more organized. Like, I wish I had just pulled up Conquest of Bread.
Yes. When he brought up, like, oh, do the inventory, I was like, fuck, yeah.
We should have done that. Like, we should have inventory. I even thought about this, like, a few days ago when I was reading the rules. I was like, oh, we could, like, take stock of abandoned grocery stores and figure out what's going to go bad first. And, like, I just forgot to do that.
Yeah, and I think, there were elements of that for sure. People did that on their own
Individually.
You can imagine it. But yeah, to have it societally organized would have been
more efficient.
Would have been helpful, yeah.
I mean, obviously this is a game, but like I think that's fair because in real life it would be crazy town.
Yeah.
You're gonna forget to do some shit.
Yep. We drove the libertarians out with the help of the autumn winds. Never found out who the mystery people living in our place were.
I assumed those were part of the police and they were like spying on us.
Ooh, neat.
Or they're like, maybe that's where our secret fascists hung out.
Fascist hideout, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
The one thing I think the fascists would have done, like, wreaked more havoc. Like, we didn't
play with them much.
Yeah, we didn't get the cards, I guess, for more mayhem on their part.
Yeah.
I feel like they would have done more. Or maybe they left at some point,
Maybe.
We didn't know about it.
Or maybe they got converted. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. And fascist is such a general term, like, to me, I try to represent that through, like, the tensions with the refugees and stuff like that. So
yeah.
they did kill a refugee family. That's pretty bad.
Yeah. I think we also ended up being a fairly moderate, not moderate leftist in the sense of, like, a moderate liberal Democrat. That's not what I mean, but, like...
Balanced?
Yeah, we were balanced in terms of, like, the different leftist factions.
Yeah, I think we were both trying to represent what we could. Like, yeah. I think we kind of, like, the vanguard being in charge, I think that made it kind of easier.
Yeah, but they weren't... We also played with... They were wearing kid gloves the whole time. So, like, those
were nice
Vanguard
version.
Party, yeah. If they were serious about it, they wouldn't be catering to different ANCOMs, like, oh, let's just let this happen. Like, counter-revolutionaries pop up, they're done.
Yeah, they would have figured out who those, like, graffiti guys were and killed them. They would have done a lot more harsh stuff.
Yeah, so that's one thing is, maybe we didn't represent that as accurately. We were more trying to be big tent about it. But, hey, maybe it's a good approach.
Maybe. It worked out okay for us.
Yeah.
We never touched the warehouse of electronics. I was hoping we could play with that once we got energy back.
Yeah, for sure.
And, like, see how technology would affect the community.
Dude, the long version of this game would be fun in that way.
It would be super fun.
I mean, we had to do it this length for the show. But...
Yeah. The Sun Temple kind of came and went. We didn't really do much with it once it was built.
Yeah, and that's another one that ended up being a little bit kids gloved, is that they didn't get crazy.
It was a pretty chill religion.
Yeah.
They didn't like the solar power, but, like, they didn't stop it.
Yeah, and they weren't sacrificing people or anything wild.
They weren't, like, homophobic or anything.
Yeah.
They were just, like, pretty chill.
But we had a relatively straight-laced way we got here. So society fell apart or whatever. But there wasn't, like, anything to shake people's belief in their already belief systems, right? So, like, that was pretty much, I thought, as wild as they would get, is like, what if we get back to nature?
Yeah, that's a good point. It wasn't necessarily like, oh, specifically the pandemic took us out, and so then you have some crazy, like, naturalist but in a bad way or something, or what if it's, World War, so then you get a lot of racists, like, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to end up sacrificing people on stakes or something.
We got a little vague with it.
How did we do contempt-wise?
At the end I had 4. At one point I had like 6, I think. That was the most I got.
I ended up with 6. So, and we were representing different groups and sometimes the same groups.
Yeah.
So overall 10 contempt for the community.
And out of a possible 20.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I think that's average, I would say.
Yeah, and we took some and gave some. And I don't know if we were supposed to take them when we had events, but we did.
We did. I think that's fine.
I think that was fairly represented. We were trying to listen to different factions of that. We imagined that we didn't have overtly, like, a large population of overtly conservative people. Like, we had some of the fascist disaffected people at some point, but...
Yeah, and we had, like, some kind of selfish people with the lazy group.
Yeah, which may have been, more conservative elements, but we didn't have a concerted, like, you could just take a contempt every time for those guys, pretty much.
Pretty
right?
much, yeah. It's like, I don't want to do anything for the community.
Yeah, so there was variety, but kind of a variety within a particular subset of people. We didn't.
I would say we played it pretty middle of the road in terms. Like, I think there were more leftists than usual for sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think the rest of the people were like regular Americans, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah.
Like, they maybe vote Democrat, maybe vote Republican, but they're not like outright like complete QAnon nutcases. They're not completely fascists. They had a few fascists, I guess, but they're not like. They weren't super hardcore, I guess.
Yeah, and they were limited in number. I think one thing is where we come from, we're thinking like, well, there were way too few conservatives on the map versus where it would be in a coastal urban area.
That's
it would
true.
be more liberal. It would be more leftist.
It would be, yeah. You'd have enough. I don't know if you'd have that many leftists where you could have a whole faction of both Vanguard, MLM and Incoms. That'd be a lot. The catastrophe happens during a national DSA convention, and we're all like, "Hey, what's up? Let's do this."
Yes, that's the best time.
Yeah, right.
That was fun though.
That was really
cool.
fun. I hope it turns out good as an episode. I have no idea.
That's going to be a hell of an edit.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything else we feel like we learned or particularly enjoyed or didn't enjoy?
I enjoyed the map making aspect of it.
I do too.
It's very abstract. I was initially thinking like, damn, where are roads going to go and all that? But
oh no, you just draw icons, man.
Yeah, so it's super, super loose. But you get kind of attached to it and you see it growing up and you're like, oh, look, remember we did that? So it's neat.
Yeah, it's very cool. We never did anything with the spooky abandoned carnival.
Nope.
Tragic. It just stays spooky.
That and the office building mystery, the bad
billboard.
omen.
That drawing is my favorite, I think. The billboard's like, hey.
Yeah, so.
Okay, great. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I would love to play it again and just like discuss the hell out of everything just because that's how I am. I think we did a good job of like thinking through. We did a smidge of discussion.
It would be cool. It would be cooler with a bigger group too.
It would be because then you could fuck people over.
Yeah, and you could, maybe each person ends up voicing different elements of the society. Your discussions would have to be more organized than ours were because we're not going to take up too much time. There's two of us versus, 4 or however many.
I think 4 is the max.
Max 4 people. Yeah, like that would get contentious if you. Yeah, so it'd be cool.
Yeah,
I would totally play this again. 5 for me.
Me too. Yeah, I mean, there's an expansion that is also really interesting. It focuses more on like decolonization and like kind of indigenous themes. So like maybe in the future we could play that version.
Yeah.
We could rope a friend into it if we want as well. And yeah.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
If you guys like this, please let us know. And that way we know we should do it again.
Sorry if there were any animal noises in the background.
I think we got away with it.
Yeah, they calmed down, hopefully. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, great.
What are we doing next week?
Next week, speaking of listeners emailing us, we're going to do a mailbag episode.
Heck yeah, Q&A. If you send them in this minute, maybe we'll get to them.
We have a large backlog, though, not going to lie.
Yeah, so just pile them in for next time. And if you have already sent them in, maybe you'll hear your question answered.
Hell yes.
On the episode.
Okay, cool. I got to start going through those. All right.
All right.
See y'all then. Well, I won't, because this is a recording. Bye-bye.
Talk to you later.
Hey there, comrades. Just jumping in to remind you of all of our social media. We are on Twitter at teachcommunism, Instagram at teachmecommunism. You can shoot us an email. That's teachmecommunism@gmail.com. Any of those places are good to send us an episode suggestion or a question, anything you think would be useful feedback for us, or just your admiration. If you want to admire us in a public manner, and you should, you can go to Apple Podcasts to give us a review. It is the best way to help people find the show. Love when people rate and review us. Please do both. We are also on YouTube, if that's how you prefer to listen to podcasts, or if you know someone that's the only way they'll listen to podcasts, send them to our page. And we have a Patreon. For $5 a month, you get access to our notes for each week's episode, including the backlog of notes, which is a very handy resource for up-and-coming commies. And at the end of the year, all of the funds from Patreon will be given to local mutual aid in the DFW area. So, ain't going to line our pockets. Finally, we have merch. Check us out at TeePublic. You can find shirts and I believe also stickers and magnets and all kinds of fun stuff with catchphrases from the show or episode art, stuff like that. The link to that store is in the show notes, so check that out. Okay, that's all the internet. Join us next time for another episode of Teach Me Communism, where the class struggle is always in session. Bye, y'all.